Welcome to Muscle Mommies, episode 18. I'm back, and I'm Elena.
I'm Audive.
And I'm Nona.
And we missed you guys.
Yes.
We're happy to have you back. On today's episode, we're going to talk sort of like updates on the way we've been feeling in regards to our relationship to the gym. And we feel like these are relatable topics to discuss. So Nona just wants to catch you guys up on her burnout and everything that's been going on.
Yeah, so as you guys know, like, I feel like I've been burnt out for like a really long time. And I kind of have been slacking with my training. I feel like after the 75 hard challenge, like I just completely just like had the worst workouts, like truly didn't have a mind to muscle connection. Just felt like when I went to the gym, it was like kind of a waste of my time in some sense, when it's never like that, you know? So I feel like I kind of like had a wishy-washy like training week. Like I would go probably 3 times a week. And then this week I like went like once or twice, and we did a lot of like cardio outdoors and stuff, which like helped a lot with like me training in my gym, you know. And like I feel like it makes such a difference when you kind of like add workouts that are outdoor and mix it with indoor training, especially if your gym's like really dark like mine. I feel like just being in a really dark environment for like any dark environment, like in any part of your life, like it's gonna have negative effects eventually. So I think it's good to switch it up a little bit. So I've been training good now. Like I have the passion for like the drive to like work out.
And you just changed that by like running outside?
No, we were just doing like hikes and like
hot girl walks.
Hot girl walks. Yeah.
I love that.
But again, like I took like a kind of a break from the gym.
Yeah.
Like I went like twice a week, like once a week. You know?
I feel like that's necessary sometimes. Like I remember I went through a phase like that too. Like it was like a year after not a year after college, maybe like 2 years after college or somewhere near the end. It was like sometimes you just get gassed.
Yeah.
And you fall in love with it more by like taking a step back. Otherwise you could like ruin your relationship forever. I've heard of like horror stories where people do that and they're like, I'm gonna be CrossFit now. Like I hate weightlifting.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
That's like what I'm going through right now.
You know what? Go.
I'm like also going through a burnout. I'm just like tired of the gym. I don't know. And like I go to a lot of like dark gyms too, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I like light. I want sun.
And I hadn't been going on like walks or anything until I got here. Yeah. So like the sun is so nice, the hike's so nice. And like what I was doing to fix it before that though was I completely changed my split to the most random thing.
Yeah.
And that helped a little bit because it's like something different. And I add more like fun, like things that I enjoy doing at the gym rather than just a boring split. But now I'm thinking about powerlifting.
Do it. No, but that's what I'm saying.
Because I need something to like work for.
Listen, because hear me out. This is what I'm doing. So mine wasn't because of burnout. Well, like I had a burnout in like a different degree, but like mine wasn't because of the burnout, but it was because like I just, for the longest, like especially if you see like girl bodybuilders, I'm talking like wreck the stage, win. Yeah. They'll be lifting with like 10, 15 pounds. Like bodybuilding doesn't require heavy lifting, right? Yeah. But being in a platform where people judge you all the time, people are always like, who is she? She can't even squat 225. Who is she? She can't even bench a plate. And it doesn't mean anything, like, to the core of it. But I'm petty. So, like, a part of me is like, I know I could if I wanted to. So, I'm like, I'm power building. Like, I'm going to start power building. And I think that you should get on it and we should do it together and, like, take little updates. Yeah.
Yes,
and it gives you something new to be fun. Like, without taking the bodybuilding aspect out of it, because I love that, like, training till you feel like you're dying, you know? And powerlifting doesn't really have that. It's like 2-3 reps and you just rest. Yeah. So, power building gives you that, like, little balance of, like, getting the strength, but still, like, working out to your cheeks hurt, working out to your quads hurt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think like we make the switch to power building.
Yeah, I'm so down. I need, because I also feel like I need something to train for too.
Yeah,
like because like, I get forward to.
Yeah. A goal is always nice. And with bodybuilding, like aesthetic goals are hard to measure, right? So it's, I guess you're like, I want my my shoulders to look like this, but it's like, you lose sight of that sometimes because body dysmorphia, like you never really know what you look like anyway.
Literally.
Well, right now I feel like I look like a Dorito.
Stop.
No, I'm feet like
I
so
go through phases like that.
serious.
Like I wake up and I'm like, ew. Like
I feel-
my body looks nothing like I remember it to. It's trippy. That's why when you have like number goals, it's way nicer. So power building is that nice little like, oh, today I'm gonna hit 185 for 4.
Yeah.
And you feel it and you're like, damn, I gotta work harder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to bench though. I'm not benching.
I heard.
Do
Why?
I have to bench?
Wait, no, you don't have to. But what
Because
happened again? I can't
They're
remember.
getting small. My titties are
Your
getting
cha-chas?
small. Yeah, my cha-chas. They're getting really small. And like, I
You
don't
know what? Let's
They've-
talk about this.
They've always been small, and then they got like bigger because I gained weight like in like 2019, 2020, and I was
Bring it
like,
a little closer.
perfect.
Uh-huh.
I was like, this is perfect, right? And then I started like taking the gym super seriously. Was in a caloric deficit, benching. Like I was getting like ripped,
Yeah.
but I'm like,
You lost the cha-chas?
I lost the cha-chas, and I don't want to lose them anymore.
Yeah.
Because they're just getting smaller with like benching, because people say
Yes.
they're like, oh, if you hit chest, like they're
I
gonna
feel-
grow, they're
yeah.
gonna be perky, like maybe a little bit, but you're gonna get a man chest. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
muscle.
Exactly. I feel like on social media, there's a misconception that like they put into people's heads that like hitting, like isolating chest. Like obviously when you do other workouts, it kind of like works out your chest, but like isolating your chest and actually doing chest workouts will like give you double, like up your cup size,
Yeah.
you know,
I feel
or
like-
get you perkier boobs. But
I feel
that's
like-
so not true, because first of all, that muscle's gonna grow, and then you're gonna end up with a uniboob, and you're gonna lose that like
uniboob.
soft. No, straight up, you're gonna lose that like, you know,
Yeah,
the
the soft-
feminine,
yeah.
like, you know, like boobies.
But I feel
You're
like
gonna-
if you have very large boobies, then it won't make that much of a difference. But if you start out like small,
I feel like if you
It's
have
just
a
gonna-
B or a C,
Yeah.
Hear
then
me out.
you're gonna,
You're gonna lose
I
for
went from
sure.
a
You're
C,
gonna
and now I'm like,
lose.
I don't even want to know. I don't know.
yeah. It
You're-
decreases the size. So if
Yep.
you, basically the moral of this is that like if you're hitting chest in hopes of like growing your boobs, and you're in your head you're thinking like boob job, you know, like natural
Yeah.
boob job, because that's
Yeah.
what people think.
Yeah, it's
like
true.
it's false. Like it's not that.
You know who it does work for? People who have no chest. And I mean that like if it's almost like someone who has no ass. Like
Yeah.
if it's like really, really like no
Like
muscle.
how men build their chest.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the same concept. But if you have cha-chas and you have fat in your boobs,
Yeah.
you're gonna lose the fat when you gain the muscle
Yeah.
if you're in a deficit. But
Yeah.
if you don't have much fat in your boobs, so you don't carry a lot of your fat in there, you'll grow muscle and it'll take more space than what your chest was already at. But if you have fat, you're gonna lose it. Does that make sense? It's like just like your butt. Like if you don't have fat in your butt and you grow muscle, it'll take more space. But if you have fat and you're in a caloric deficit, that's why people say this is a really good concept. That's why people like if you're overtraining your glutes to grow your glutes and you're in a deficit, very high chance you could lose your size on your butt, because if you have fat on your butt and you already have like you're storing some of your fat there and you're in a deficit and you're training that muscle group like heavily, you're gonna lose fat.
Yeah.
And muscle takes up less space than fat, so it's just gonna get smaller. It might look different, it might be rounder, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, but it's gonna get smaller.
Exactly. Yeah. True.
When did you stop training it?
Literally like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because I was right before that, like literally the week before, I was like, I'm gonna hit a plate, and then I was like, I'm not hitting chest anymore.
Yeah.
Like I was literally gonna like try to bench a plate,
Mhm.
and then I was like, nah, I'm done.
My heart
Completely
still
done.
wants to play.
I know. Maybe one day I'll just get out there and like, thrust it.
Yeah. And just call it a day. Never hit chest again.
Never hit it again.
I really love hitting chest, so that's why part of me can't let it go. I did lose boob size too as well, and my mom says it all the time to me, especially because a lot of the time that I was training in a deficit, you know, and that harmed me like with things like that down the line. But chest is fun for me, so
And
I take that I take that
Yeah.
away. It's just like back for me. I love chest
Yeah.
and back. Yeah, so I take that away, and I think like if I lose any more, I would definitely be sad.
Yeah.
So I just got to make that effort, I guess, to like not undereat. But it happens. Like
It does.
happen
when
a
you go
lot.
through shit a lot too, like it happens.
Mm-hmm.
and especially when you're busy too.
Yeah, that's why meal prepping is important.
Yeah.
For me, like when I'm busy, I feel like I usually always can still find the means of eating. I'll just eat larger portions at the end. But when I'm going through something, that's when I won't be eating. You know what I'm saying? That's when I always resort to, like, I guess there's different types of people. There's people who stress eat and there's people who stress under eat. And I'm like the under eat. Like if I'm going through anything mildly like that messes with my head, I'm like not touching food, and then it it gives me that like terrible appetite that I have to rebuild. It's like such a annoying process.
I used to be a stress eater, and like when like things are wrong, like I would eat.
Yeah.
And now it's the opposite.
Yeah.
I went through like terrible time with food. I would say like 2020.
Let's wait
really
for this, just because it'll pick this up.
Should we close the windows?
Yeah, we could.
I mean, we just have to wait whenever. Up to you guys.
Let's go.
Yeah, no, I had like a really bad time in like 2020 with food. I honestly think it was because of, I think I had COVID, like the very beginning of 2020, and it messed up my appetite. I wasn't eating anything, and then that literally triggered like me under eating, and it kind of makes me mad because like I have to build I'm still working on building my appetite up. Like I have to force myself to eat sometimes. But yeah, so I went from like binge eating and like eating when I'm upset and everything to the complete opposite. Now when I'm upset, I don't eat anything.
Yeah, and it's because they're both bad though.
They're both really bad.
Yeah, in different ways. Like some people are like, yeah, like I wish I didn't stress eat. I'm like, stress, like not eating is just as bad. Yeah. Or some people are like, I wish that I ate when I was stressed instead of not eating. I'm like the grass is always greener. You really don't realize like how they're both like equally as bad, just in different ways. Like the damage still gets done, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. You want to talk about your situation?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, like this sort of like builds off of like what we were just talking about. Yeah. But I moved. I've talked about this a little bit everywhere else, but like I just wanted to let you guys know. And prior to moving, like the situation and the home that I was in was causing things like this. Was causing anxiety. Was causing undereating. And to have that happen over the course of months is like damaging in like all kinds of ways. But also, like, speaking of health and fitness in the gym, is the gym, like, and I don't know like if anyone can relate to this, maybe you guys as well, but like when I lose like strength and I lose motivation and I lose like endurance and the passion for the gym, that messes me up. Because it's always been my safety. Yeah, it's always been the thing I could rely on. So when something in my life like goes as far as to like, it's not just like a 1 week rut, it's not just a few day rut, it's like months, and I hate going to the gym and I have to force myself and I'm weaker even though I'm showing up every day. It's because my body's literally asking for rest because I'm hardly sleeping, hardly eating, you know? Like when that takes effect in the gym, it's so hard to recover for me. Like I'm so disappointed in myself. I think that's one of the few things that really make me feel like I'm failing in some degree, just because I've always succeeded in that aspect. Yeah. I've always succeeded in taking care of myself. Yeah, I've had anxiety, so I have little bits and pieces of moments in my life that set me back. But like this last like few months that I had gone through was just like huge setbacks for months, and that was like my form of burnout, if anything. Like I went from years of loving the gym and like little bits and pieces where I didn't, to not wanting to go there for months. Even now it's like my appetite was crap for months. And I just had come out of like a bulking period that I had successfully completed. It was like this slow, like make it over the course of months, so I could only gain like 0.5 pounds per week. Like took so much time, effort. Like when I was doing that, I got COVID, lost a few pounds, which sets you back like 9 weeks because I was doing 0.5 pounds a week. I get that, and then I just stop eating and just lose. You know how like you know what that does, like all of that meticulous, like make sure 0.5 pounds a week, like weigh yourself every day, like successfully do it, all this, and then I'm just like just stop eating and everything goes out the window. I was so pissed.
Oh god.
And what's funny is like people would comment on my videos, they'd be like, oh my god, like how's the bulk going, like, or they'd be like, oh, after you completed the bulk, like what are you sitting at now? I'm like, the same thing that I started. That sucks.
It does. It messes with you. Because you like put all that time and all that effort to like get to your goal, and then one little thing and you're boop.
Yeah, especially when you're doing like slow bulks. Yeah. Oh my god, like if you lose 3 pounds, you're set back 4 weeks. Like that's hard.
That is hard.
You know what I'm saying? That's super hard. But yeah, like moving into this new place, because the situation that was causing me mental like anxiety was the place that I lived, you know, and the solution was to remove myself from that place. And when I was in it for so long, it felt like there was no solution, you know. And then like I come here and what I thought I had lost myself, and I thought I had lost everything in the gym. fixed like this. Like I'm not saying everything's solved. I'm saying like I see the light after like months of not seeing it, months of being disappointed in the gym. I'm just like, okay, yeah, like I'm weaker than I was, but now I want to show up. Yeah. Now I want to eat, you know, like now I want to make that change, and that's different from what it was like for months. So
which literally shows you how important environment is.
Yeah.
Due to success on all aspects.
In like, all aspects of your life. Environment is a huge deal, bro. Wow, that's crazy. Just a little move.
Yeah.
Like so many aspects that you were like struggling with and stuff. Yeah.
And when, like I was saying, like that solution seems simple now. Like, okay, the home is causing you anxiety, leave, right? Of course, there was like little bumps in the road that like were not allowing me to leave. But what's it called? Like, you stay in that for so long, you start to think, is that even a solution? Like, the way that I feel is so bad that I've never felt like this before. I'm just like, I'm damaged. That's like what I felt like at that point. I was like, I don't think so. Moving is gonna save me. Like, I think that I have to, like, in parts of me was like, maybe I'm not a gym person. You know, like, that's crazy to think that.
No, I've gone through that too. I'm like, what if I just stopped working out? Like, just stop. Like, I don't like.
But this is literally our lives. Like, if you think about it, like, I've been doing this since I was 15, and like, I remember, like, I have these like vivid core memories of like, I was like 16 and it was like a holiday and the gym would close at like 2 p.m. and my mom would always make me like help for the holidays, like setting up a table, and it would be like 9 a.m. and I'd be like, I have to go to the gym. And she'd be like, dude, just don't go one day. And I was like, Mom, like, that's not an option. And I was like 16, you know, like I was like, I hate that you think that's an option. I don't want to make it an option.
Yeah.
And I was like 16. So to think that like that's how passionate I was since I was 16, and no one ever forced me into that. So, you know, and now I was in a rut for a few months so bad that I was like, this lifestyle is not for me. Like, how do you think that? Like,
that's
your
crazy.
mind is so strong in like positive and negative ways, you know?
Wow.
And it's simple. Like, you have to address the issues that you have like at hand. And I feel like there's some people who maybe live in a place where they can't control their environment, like let's say kids, you know, like who don't like can't just move out. I just recommend finding an environment that makes you feel safe and spending more time in there, you know?
Yes.
You can't leave home, and I understand that, and sometimes that's rough. You may be in a college environment that you can't leave either. Find a place that makes you feel safe and spend time in there
and at peace mentally.
Yes, you need that reset. Like, if you're all day in a place that's bringing you anxiety, find another place that like counters that and devote some time there. Like, whether that's the gym, whether that's a study hall with friends, you know, like someone else's apartment.
Literally,
you know?
Yeah, literally, exactly. It's good to just, you know, environment is just crazy, and like it sucks when you're young and you don't have the opportunity to like move, you know. So it's like, as RF said, like find a little escape, your little safe haven, if you may say, and go there.
Yeah, and then as long as you heal yourself, like outside of your home, even if your home's causing you anxiety, like once you can leave, at least you won't be damaged.
Yes.
Yeah.
At least like it won't be to the point where you're like, it's irreversible.
Yeah. At least you have yourself still.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, because I feel like when you're in an environment that's like toxic to your mental and physical health, it destroys you. It destroys who you identify as.
You forget
like,
who you
is
are.
RF? Yeah, you forget who you are. And then it's just like when you leave, you slowly realize like, oh, maybe I wasn't a grumpy person all the time.
Oh, I love that concept.
You know? Maybe
people
I
say
wasn't,
that,
because people are like, oh my God, you're so grumpy. No, it was the environment that made me grumpy, because I'm a happy person.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy how much environment truly matters.
Yeah. Or like
angry
like
at the world.
And the people that you surround yourself with too.
I was just about to say
100%.
that. You choose that. That's an environment you choose. And we talk about this all the time. Like, choose people who uplift you. Like, if you are around people and you know, like, your group of 15 friends is constantly talking shit about each other behind your backs, like, I'm not saying it's as crazy as like what we were talking about prior, like with your home bringing you down, but it's like you don't realize that that's gonna take a toll on you.
Exactly.
If you stay in that environment for years, you just gotta literally say, fuck you guys,
and dip.
Like, you guys don't care for me. If you don't care for me, I don't care to have you in my life.
That, and then when you stay in that environment and you don't get out, that's what you become.
Oh,
exactly.
That's literally exactly what you become.
Yeah, and like you will bring other people down just as much later on in your life, just because you'll be filled with that animosity, and like you'll be unhappy with yourself because you've constantly been surrounded by people who were talking negatively of you, you know, like,
and that's normal to you.
Yeah. You just like start to think that maybe like, for like lack of better words, you might not think this directly, but like your subconscious might start to think, I deserve this treatment. It's just like staying in an abusive relationship. It's not as simple as just dipping, right? But it's like you accept that kind of like behavior, and you start to think that I deserve this.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like your mind playing with you because it's like a survival thing, you know?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah. And you mentioned something about like losing yourself in the process, right? Like, I mean, Elena stayed with me, so like she like also my place like prior to this was dark as hell, like
your dungeon, like your dungeon gym.
Yeah, like my dungeon gym.
Like, and you spend a few hours in there and it's damaging you. Imagine your entire day in a dungeon. Imagine you've been saying like that's giving you burnout, right?
Yeah, literally.
Imagine your like life in a dungeon, you know? Okay, so then I start to think like this is like interesting topic, like prison.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, I guess they go outside, right? But like we go outside too for like an hour in the day at the gym. But like you could like I didn't think about things like this until I got into a dungeon apartment. But it's like that's damaging. People in prison, like they're probably mentally messed up, you know? Like, and of course, there's people in prison who deserve it.
Yeah.
Like I hope they get messed up further. You know what I'm saying? Like predators, things like that. But it's like imagine like just going for something like not like extremely bad. Like you didn't hurt anyone in the process.
Like weed.
Yeah, and now you're just fucked for life, because I could see how damaging that was. Imagine for years, no windows.
Wow.
Just a 4x4 wall, you know? Like I never considered how much that like outside of just confining them and like making them feel isolated from the world, it's like you lose yourself in the process. I feel like you come out of prison, you won't be the same person.
Exactly. Oh, 100%.
Yeah, and some sorry,
no, please.
Okay, I'll go.
Let's hear it.
No.
Oh, okay. No, you for real go, because I take back what I was gonna say.
No, are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Positive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go.
I was gonna say, like, in regards to how you brought up prison and how it's a 4x4 wall and like you can't, it's dark, you know, it also shows you how much like we humans, obviously we're living organisms, we need nature in some aspect. We need, in regards to nature, we need to see green, we need to see sunlight. Like these are things that are necessities for a good life. Nature heals. Nature is a necessity.
Vitamin C, is that
D is for sun.
D. Yeah.
I know where you're going.
Yeah, vitamin D.
Yes, exactly.
And it's no joke. Like you need like 15 minutes a day. Otherwise, you will be deficient and you will feel its effects. Like it's no joke. Like you're depression, sluggish, lightheadedness, just constantly wanting to sleep.
Exactly.
And with the environments we've created in society, sometimes it's not that easy to go outside every day, right? So I say like you've got to balance it in ways that like could work. I'm not saying like you have to, but if you can do it, it'd work. Like for me, for example, like I don't really like to go out as often, right? But like let's say I was talking to Nona and Elena about this the other day. Like I can take my laptop outside for 15 minutes. Like there is a way.
You can take like if you're in school, you can take your school outside.
Yeah, just for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like your work doesn't have to stop for sunlight. Like I feel like we've made it like, no, I'm working. No, I'm doing this, so I can't do those things. It's like put them together. It's really not that hard, you know? Like and those little adjustments, like you're saying, humans need that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You do it and it's like you start to connect with what you're supposed to be, like the less grumpy version of you.
Yeah.
The more delighted version of you, you know? Like for me, like being in that dungeon, I was like, I used to be a morning person forever, and I was like, maybe I'm not a morning person. Like, I don't like that kind of stuff.
Like maybe I'm not a gym person. Maybe I'm not a morning person.
Like, well, because I would wake up really late, or like if I would not wake up late, I would wake up on zero, like 3 hours of sleep. So I started to hate the morning, and like I come here and now I wake up at like 6:30 without an alarm.
Yeah, me too.
Without an alarm, I'm just like,
and
good morning. Like I know, like it's back to who I was.
Yeah, and I used to be a morning person, and then like I wasn't. Like my room at home, no windows.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me
no windows. It literally messed me up. It felt like a little prison.
Yeah.
But at her house, I wake up so easily in the morning. I look at the timer and I'm like,
why am I up?
What?
Yeah.
And it's so nice and like refreshing, and my body feels so much better, and it's like, yeah.
I know. And also
that.
you have good sun in your room.
Yes. And that's why I wake up.
Yeah.
It's the sun.
It's, man, there's just something beautiful about waking up with the sun, like the sun waking you up.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the cycle we were meant to live on.
Yes.
Like, because people be like, I'm not a morning person. I'm like, you're doing something wrong.
Do you have sunlight in your room?
Yeah. And maybe you're just used to just not being up early and staying up late at night. And I like it. You know what someone told me once is like, I like nighttime because it feels like I'm the only person awake. There's a peacefulness. I'm like, you'd love 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
You would love 6 a.m. It's that same concept. So like everything that you love about nighttime, you would love about morning time, except our bodies were literally made to run off that cycle in the morning.
Yes.
Like your bodies were not made. We're not made to be nocturnal.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like literally we were designed to be morning, wake up in the morning, sleep at night. So when people are like, I like the night because of this and that, I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like if it works for you.
Yeah.
But if you tried the switch and forced it on yourself for a month, you'd be like, I was wrong.
Yeah. And you know what? In regards to like, we're speaking about, you know, the sun waking you up. A lot of people don't have that like privilege of the sun waking you up. I truly do advise or like recommend to get like one of those like alarm clocks that like gets brighter and brighter and brighter, like as if it's the sun.
I remember
sun
this.
in your room, and it's wonderful. I don't have one just because the sun does wake me up in the morning, but I do recommend for those who do not have that privilege to get it, because it makes you happier, bro.
Yeah.
Who wants to wake up with alarm when you could just wake up with like bright light in your face, and like that's a panic, like do like who wants to wake up with that?
Yeah, like
when you can wake up peacefully and happy.
I'm so happy you bring this up. I have a theory that our alarm clocks cause anxiety.
They do.
Yeah, it's like when like you just sit here right now. If I play the alarm clock, won't your heart? Oh my god!
And everyone like doesn't this sound kind of give me anxiety?
It causes chills on my body.
Test. I'm loving the sunlight.
Yeah.
I just feel happier here. And you know what? To be honest, like since you've came here, like there's a glow to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
like,
glow
literally
to me and myself. Remember we talked about this, but I don't think we talked about this on the podcast. That like when you get, I don't remember if we did. Remind me. That like when you get in those ruts, you start to think I'm not pretty.
Yes.
You since you feel sluggish and you feel like you're losing your passions on everything, like I would look in the mirror and I'd be like, I'm so ugly. Like just for lack of better words, that's literally what I would think. I'd be like, I'm so ugly. Like I don't want to show my face. I don't want to go outside. Like I would order my groceries sometimes because of that. You get what I'm saying? Like dead ass. Like I did not want to go outside. And then now it's not like I look at I'm like, I'm hot shit, but I don't think I'm ugly anymore.
Yes.
That's such a nice concept, right? Like,
yeah. And you know what? I was actually telling Elena, I think it was last night, that like happiness is the best makeup.
Yeah.
Happiness is the best makeup. You could put hella makeup on your face, but if you're miserable internally, you just feel ugly. You know, you just don't look the best. But you could be like the happiest person internally, just pure love and bliss. And when you're happy, you have that love to yourself. And like I truly believe that like you do look different when you're happy. Happy people have a glow to them. They have this just like, I don't know, a nice glow. It shows. It really does show.
They radiate that happiness.
Yeah.
And it's contagious. And
your skin gets better.
Yes.
Your eyes are more like glossy. Yeah. I like it.
That's why taking care of yourself is also like, that's why like if you surround yourself with people who like think like we do, it's contagious in a way. So it's like if she's taking care of herself, you start taking care of yourself, she starts taking care of herself. And that's why like environment is everything. Like
exactly.
If you're around people who are trying to be happier and trying to be healthier and trying to feel better, you get so inspired to do the same, and you get so like invited to do the same. You know what I'm saying?
And what a beautiful thing to like spread that type of contagious energy, you know? Like a lot of people like surround themselves or like have friends that do the opposite, like do drugs and like do other things, and they're like, okay, I need to do it too, you know? So instead of replacing like doing that, you just replace them with good objects, then that good objects radiates to you as well.
Yeah, you are your environment.
Yeah, you are your environment.
Your friends, your home, all of that. Like,
all of that. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What should we talk?
I can't remember. Before you went, what did we talk about? Before you went to change the camera?
Alarm.
Okay, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. I had a couple things to say about the alarm.
Yeah.
So, I think it was like perfect timing too that the alarm went off. But in college. So like I mean, outside of college, the alarm always gave me anxiety too, just because it's just like do like you can't really like, you could change it to like a softer one, but it's still like something to wake you up. I used to use my alarms for like things like this. Like I wonder if anyone who in college can relate, like those, like when you stay up all night to study and you're like, okay, I'll have a 15-minute power nap. And those were like the most damaging relationships with the alarm ever, because like you're so tired, like 0 hours of sleep, and you have 15 minutes and that thing just blows up in your ear and you need it to be loud, otherwise you won't wake up. And just major anxiety, like you hate it, like
your heart goes like
yeah, and now you have to go take a final exam, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like in order of events that made me really hate that alarm. And now that alarm, I also like messed my back up because of an alarm. Like I was on one of those like really short night sleeps, my alarm went off and my back was sore, and I like got so scared I like sprung to like turn it off, and I twisted and my back was messed up for months. I couldn't deadlift, I couldn't run, I couldn't do legs. So ever since then, like just hearing that noise is disgusting. And it's like, I don't think we should start off our day with a accelerated heartbeat, like heavy breathing, like so scared. Like it should be like music that you like.
And but you know what, even if it was the music that you like, just because it wakes you up, you're gonna start hating that music.
You know what the key is? You know what the key, but at least it won't bring you anxiety.
It won't.
It'll be soft.
It'll be soft.
But that's true. The key is to, I always talk about this. The key is to start your day off with something that you like. So even if you're gonna start your day off with work and you don't really like work, put something right before that you like. Like it's just like 10 minutes. Like it's worth waking up a little bit earlier, so when you open your eyes, you're not like, damn, like I have to start working and I hate working. You open up your eyes and you're like, I'm gonna go do 15 minutes of the yoga that I really love. So that's what you do first. So like waking up is nice. Like you wake up and you're like, I'm gonna go get my favorite cup of coffee down the street. That walk, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, you wake up a little earlier, but you don't hate your life.
I agree 100%.
And that sets your day.
Literally mornings are very important and how you start them. Very important. Little tasks, little tweaks.
And it sets the tone for the rest of the day. And if you're starting off with something that you hate, which is like happens a lot, like work, school, like job, like even if you have like this dreaded meeting in the morning, you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna be like, damn, I don't want to wake up. But if you just shove that down and just wake up with something that's like more suitable for you, you're gonna start being like, maybe I am a morning person.
And I think like your breakfast matters too. Make sure it's the breakfast that you want to enjoy. Not our breakfast like this morning. It was so goddamn awful.
Wait, what did you have?
Sorry, I didn't mean to like curse that like that. But oh my god, literally like, okay, first of all, my bread is stale. Okay, like really stale.
Can I say something?
It was the only thing we had.
I love stale bread.
No, but this was like hard.
I couldn't bite it.
Like
I couldn't
raw.
I took a fork to it. It didn't go in. It was like
and then the eggs that I made were just
no,
wait, why?
No, I don't like that.
They were good. You did a good job.
Really?
Yeah, you did good.
No, I think it was hard. I didn't have
the
avocado,
bread, I could
so it was
not eat it.
Okay, girl, I didn't have avocado, so it was like dry as you know? It was just bread, egg. Ew.
That's not ew though. Maybe the bread is
I was
ew.
washing it with like watermelon and like
Ew.
berries.
See, that's nasty to me.
What?
Dude, if I have like, I eat fruits with my eggs all the time.
Okay.
But it's got to be in the order of eggs, bread, fruit. Like eggs, bread, water, sit 2 seconds, fruit. Like the mixture of strawberry to egg, like that makes me gag that people do that. I'm sorry, I know it's specific and everyone does it.
Specific.
And people do it all the time, but that thought of
just
watermelon.
Wash it down. It just washes it down.
The thought of watermelon and egg. I can't do it.
I don't know. I like my fruits. Like,
me too.
Honestly, like there was a period of time where in the mornings I would just eat fruits and then I would have lunch. Like I skipped breakfast. And not gonna lie, I feel like my energy levels were very high like when I used to do that.
I can imagine it's just a shit ton of carbs.
Yeah, and it's refreshing.
Sometimes I eat like a fruit bowl in the morning, like those blended fruit bowls. And I'm a fruit fanatic, so I swear by it too. Like I really like it. So I saw this tweet once about how it was gorillas are only eat. They're not carnivores, are they? Gorillas eat like fruits and stuff.
Yeah, I think they eat fruits,
and they're jacked.
Oh, you know what?
So there was this tweet that was like, so can someone like do some science on that? And I was like, damn, like I really, obviously like there's probably some science we don't understand to it, but I was like, that's an interesting concept. Like I feel like we could build muscle like if our body's adapted to only fruits.
I'm game. I like that. I love fruits. Are you kidding? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I slack with my veggies, but I don't mean to slack with my veggies, you know. But like, I'll survive on fruits any day.
Yeah, I'm not a big veggie person. The most I honestly like, my main source of veggies always is like spinach and arugula.
Yeah.
That's good.
Because I don't like broccoli. I used to I remember in college I used to like meal prep broccoli and carrots like every day. That was my veggies. Now it's just gross because I hated that. So I just rather like, I don't know, like drink a greens juice and just spinach.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't eat a lot of veggies? That's
Okay.
shocking. I thought she ate veggies like
Okay.
galore.
No, well, I
like
do.
2
I have
lettuce
salads.
leaves.
I have salads,
Uh-huh.
but I feel like I was so much better when I was in college because I had veggies all the time. But I feel like since I've moved and since I'm not doing that well in my environment, like you said, my eating's not been as amazing as it has. And that
Yeah.
is literally particularly why I don't do what I eat in a day as much, because like I'm just not doing good
And
right
that's
now.
why I haven't either, because I'm in the same position.
Yeah, that's why
I'm
I
sorry.
haven't either because I've been under eating for months. People are like, let's hear what I eat in a day. And I'm like, sweetheart, like, I know my what I eat in the days are nothing like I normally eat.
Yeah, like,
And
it's not my what
it's
I
not
do-
relatable
yeah.
to me even. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
I don't want to share that because,
It's not my normal thing that I
yeah.
eat. Yeah.
Someone commented on my video the other day. They're like, oh my God, are you cutting? You look skinny.
Bro, somebody asked if I was bulking.
And you're not.
But like, I mean, I guess it's a compliment, but I just lost everything.
Yeah, but then that's crazy that you look like you filled up with more muscle.
But
Maybe
I didn't.
You did. Maybe you just like gained more.
My glutes, they looked like they were getting bigger. And I was like, yeah.
But
and
I gotta
it's
say,
gone. In like the last week, it's gone.
you know what?
That's
might
definitely
be,
body dysmorphia though.
yeah.
Because it's
your
not
butt is
changing
there.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah, your butt is there. Trust.
Yeah.
Also, like clothing makes a big difference on how your body looks. You know.
That's facts.
I'm
Like-
about to throw all my leggings away.
Yeah, I mean, like literally, like I have a pair of Gymshark, literally my favorite leggings ever. It's the Gymshark Adapt Marl in that beige, like tan color, and I swear, whenever I wear that, my butt looks out of this world. But when I wear some other leggings, it's like flat.
Yeah.
Even if you pull it up the crevices, it's still flat.
the crevices.
You know?
That is your butt though. In the Adapt Moral beige color, that's
Yeah,
your
but
booty.
sometimes the fabric of the legging matters.
It does. It like
It doesn't-
compresses. It compresses.
Yeah, you know, like I just want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want that too. I just want someone's hand constantly there.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
like,
Just hold
built
it,
in.
you know, just hold it like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, your butt's there, bro.
But
Sometimes it's the clothing.
That's why you gotta like wear clothes that make you feel good. That's
Yes.
the same concept. Like,
yeah.
and I've seen comments on like girls' TikToks that would be like, "That's not her body. That's the clothes she's wearing." I'm
What?
like, but that makes zero sense.
No,
to
that
me.
is her body.
That makes zero sense to me. People would
because
be like,
the clothes
"That's not
that
her
you wear like matters too. Like it.
But
Your
it's like,
body's
are
beautiful.
clothes photoshopping now? Like,
Yeah.
no.
What?
Like, how's that even possible? It's literally fabric. Like, if
Yeah.
anything, it's like, okay, maybe if people wear like a corset, because it's like, it's making the effort to pull like
Yeah.
your waist in.
Enhancing.
But other than that, it's like, it's literally.
That's her
leggings.
body. Yeah, literally, it's literally
like
leggings.
it's literally,
literally
you want her
the
to be
Skims
naked,
bodysuit.
like it's literally her
Yeah.
body, you know?
People are crazy.
Yeah.
People want to just bring people down sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I see it more from like those comments I've definitely seen from not from other women. It's like guys who are like, that's not even what she looks
Ew!
like.
I don't know why guys care. Like, be quiet, Fred.
You know what I've always said? Like,
Go get a
Fred.
haircut.
go get a haircut. That's facts. Go use some hair oil.
Literally, go shave that beard, Fred.
Go get a lineup, please. Or like, you know what actually concerns me? Like, do you like women? Like when a girl will post in like a hot outfit, they'll just be like imagine like hot leggings, she looks amazing. Like that's not even what she looks like. She's like, you have like a stunning woman in front of you. Like, why am I more amazed at the woman than you are? Like, shouldn't you just be like, damn, she looks good? Like,
Yeah. I think they're just like, it hurts them because
There's
they're like,
pretty
I
women?
can never pull that.
Right.
You know? So like, let me bring her down so she's on my level.
damn, that's actually an interesting concept.
Yeah.
I didn't consider that.
Yeah.
Really?
That's
I
why,
just thought
that's
they were
why-
all closeted and didn't know. That's what I literally thought because they just hate
Maybe.
women and beautiful women. It doesn't make sense to me. Like there's this TikTok where some guy was like, "Can girls stop shaking their ass on here?" Like da 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 da. And then the girl duet, it was like I think she was like lesbian. She's like, "Could you please continue?" Like so it's like if you like somebody, right? Like
Why does that bother you?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, I can
like, I
imagine.
know you watch the video from start to end, so why does it bother you?
Like, if anything, like, isn't that interesting to you to watch? Like, unless it's like a little girl, I can get it.
Yeah.
You're just like, that's disappointing. Why would you do that? And it's to every degree. Like, you don't have to be like, oh, I love that people are doing this. Like, but it's like, if anything, like, isn't it attractive at the very least? Like, to some degree, like, isn't it like you see this girl and you're like, yeah, she's very pretty.
Yeah.
It's like, instead, it's like, could you not show anything any time? Can you wear the baggiest clothes ever and hide your face? It's
like, but again, isn't that concerning? It's like, why do you feel the need to go and comment that and make people cover themselves up because it bothers you?
Yeah.
Maybe they're predators.
Maybe they're...
Wait, what do you mean maybe they're predators? I didn't get that.
Like, maybe they're predators because it gets them, you know, like, seeing that. And they feel uncomfortable because of how they feel.
Oh my God, that's an interesting concept. I've seen, oh my God. You guys remember that one guy on Fit TikTok? The one who was like, who duetted Sam and was like, wear underwear.
Yeah. He's so... Wait. He creeps me out.
Okay, yeah. Wait, have we talked about this?
Yes,
we did. So we explained it a little bit, but...
He always talks about women and it's stuff like that.
Yes, it is.
Bringing women down for being
he's
a
the
woman.
problem.
Yes,
he's the problem, and that's creepy.
Yes, very. This is what I mean. Like, he said in one of his videos, when people were basically like, "You're a weirdo." Like, I didn't even notice she wasn't wearing underwear. Like, how do you notice that? That just goes to show like how obsessed you are with like a woman's crotch. Like, you're a predator to some degree. Like, and he basically started like explaining why that it's not cool that she shows up like that, or girls show up in tight clothes at the gym all the time. And he was like, so basically, he was saying in his religion and his custom that you have to like respect a woman and like not stare at them or things like that. And he was basically saying like, when a girl shows up in clothes like that, I get distracted, and the gym isn't a place for something like that. Like, for lack of better words, this was the summary of the video, and everyone was like, so you get uncontrollably turned on when you see a woman in leggings at the gym, and that's the girl's problem?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's so
I just
backwards.
hate how society says that that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's okay that a man feels the need to tell a woman to cover themselves.
Because they can't control themselves.
Because they can't. And also brings me to the fact that why in schools they tell girls to cover their shoulders because it's a distraction.
That's what it starts from the core.
That's
and they
disgusting.
get disgusting.
That it's labeled as a distraction. Control your children.
And then
control
they
your boys.
Shoulders.
You know what? Yeah, and then and then the fact that feet are sexualized too. Why are toes sexualized?
Yeah, and you know what? It's like a lot of these things are imposed on women, by the way. Like, when do you see guys having to not wear muscle shirts at school? Like, can they show their shoulders? Yeah, they can.
Is there any dress code towards boys in any school?
I'm sure.
No.
Like, I'm sure maybe now, like, since guys like fashion has changed, maybe if like guys wear crop tops, they're told maybe not to. Like, I wonder what the case is, because I've seen like guys wear like lighter shirts or shorter shirts. So I wonder if they'll be told not to. But this is just like recently, right? Like, most of the time, it's a distraction to boys, so don't wear it. But it's interesting how boys don't have any of those, because girls are controlled. Like, they don't see a guy in X, Y, and Z and feel it's a distraction and feel like that's so crazy to me. And it starts from that age it gets to the point where there's a grown man on TikTok saying like, hey, you can't wear leggings or tight ass shorts to the gym because you're distracting people. Like, when I see a guy in tight leggings, like, I've seen people wear tight leggings, and I never once feel distracted or like I have to control myself. I just he's a person in the gym and I move on with my life. Like, literally never once is there an emotion imposed over me.
Also, grown women that will be like, you need to cover up because my husband's gonna look at you.
That is
insecurity. I hate that concept all the time when girls will tell other people like, hey, you need to cover up because my boyfriend or my husband. I'm like, your boyfriend or husband is a
not
predator by the way. Not like, especially if I'm younger than you to begin with. Why is he attracted? If you're 40, 50, why is your husband staring at me and I'm 20, by the way? That's weird. Second of all, it's like, you didn't choose.
The problem
how are
in
you
your
confidently
husband, not the girl.
Yeah, and how are you proud of your choice at that point? Right? Like, that's embarrassing. Like, if I knew my husband was staring at little girls, instead of telling the little girls to cover up, I would be like, damn, maybe I made the worst decision of my life.
Yes.
That I feel uncomfortable having a 20-year-old in a crop top around my husband.
Exactly.
I get decency. I get that. Like, I was also raised in a culture where there's like certain things you wear around certain people and certain things that you don't, and it's out of respect. But like, a crop top is not disrespectful. It's not indecent. Where's the indecency for your husband to be or your boyfriend to be staring.
Because of their imagination.
There's nothing left to the imagination. I hate that quote. Girls comment that too on my posts sometimes. I hate that. Are girls gonna leave anything to the imagination? Like,
why do you want
to imagine? Stop imagining.
Yeah. Like, left to, what?
But you know what? They used to like not wear anything like way back in the day.
You said, what do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you
like
mean?
they walked around topless.
Yeah.
It's worse. I say that all the time. Also, like there's the similar concept to like boys saying like it's so ugly that boys are now wearing skirts. What happened to manlyhood? Like kings were wearing skirts.
Yeah.
It's only like recently that it's like a manly man wears baggy jeans, can't even wear tight jeans. Like it's always been skirts, tops that are cut in half. Like it just been, there was nothing.
Bodies weren't sexualized. Bodies weren't like labeled.
Yeah, it was nothing was that deep.
I don't think
it was clothes.
It
was bodies.
Were bodies even that sexualized?
No, okay.
Back.
I don't think so, because when you look at people, this is like, I think I'm talking about maybe like not even American culture, so I might be wrong. When you look at people who continue to live in indigenous areas and like in forests and
they're topless. They're naked. Yeah.
The women are naked.
Yeah.
And they live like that. They roam topless. And I'm sure like here you roam topless, what's gonna happen to you? Like you're gonna be literally attacked. You're gonna be assaulted. You know, I'm not saying that we should walk around naked. You know, that's not the point that I'm making here. I prefer this kind of like, I prefer order. You know what I'm saying? But it's also like, I think there's an environment for it. Like they don't have cities and stuff. So it's so different for them, you know? But it's also at the same time, it's like, it's just the fact that like, it's not us, you know? It's the fact that we created this concept of they can't control themselves. Women's entire bodies, shoulders are sexualized, thighs are sexualized, collarbone. What part of our body is not as sexualized?
Yeah.
My like shins,
nails, no,
even hands.
No, you know what?
Put your hands around my neck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, literally.
But girls do that to guys as well. So hands in general are sexualized.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, where part of our body is not.
Nothing. Every single part of your body is sexualized.
Our knees.
No, get on your knees.
No, dude, you wear jeans with like knees cut out, and it's like slutty.
What?
To like older generations, it used to be for like a while, at least I think. Like if you wore jeans and they were cut up, it was like.
I just don't like this. I don't like it. You know what? Change this. It starts with us, bro. It starts with us. Raise your children the right way, literally.
I smell food.
Me too. I'm like.
I'm also like barely, my eyes like.
No, you know what? I need something out to wash caffeine. That disgusting breakfast out of my system, man.
That's
disrespectful to my entire existence. Why did I make that?
We'll grab coffee after.
I'm dying.
Yeah, because I didn't even
you
get a text
speaking my love language. Even though I don't drink coffee, but I'll drink coffee with y'all.
Caffeine. I need a little bit of caffeine.
All right, should we wrap it up?
Yeah, that's a problem though. Not being able to go through your day without caffeine.
That is not.
I think that's like ADHD things, and also caffeine addict things. But like because,
anyways, okay, mommies, we're gonna wrap this episode up, and we hope that you take something valuable out of this and maybe implement it into your life. I think my microphone's glitching, so if anyone wants to take over, please do.
We love you guys, and we hope that these tips and tricks like help you with your burnout or just like creating a better environment for yourself.
Agreed.
We're happy to have you here, Elena.
Yes.
I'm happy to be here.
Yes, our third mommy. We love you. We love you guys too.
Bye.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.